So let's start, Deepti, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, thank you everyone for joining. Together we can. This is the second session. Intention is that we have to join our hands together. We have to support each other and all businesses, and we have to go forward. I will not take much of your time. I would like to welcome Deepti Mishrikotkat, licensed Illinois real estate broker, and she will be talking on real estate essentials and current market. So let's welcome Deepti. Just you can clap from there. You don't have to unmute yourself, and let's welcome her.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vidya. Hello, everyone. As Vidya just introduced me, I'm Deepti Mishrikotkat. I'm so happy to see you all here. I'll start with my presentation. Please keep yourself unmuted. Later on, I'll give you all time to ask any questions that you have so that it would be easier for everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank Vidya Joshi for giving me this opportunity and for creating this wonderful group. Together we can, and giving us a platform to showcase what we do and encourage us to promote our enterprise. I would also like to thank all of you for taking out time from our busy schedule and being here on a working day. So today I'll be talking about real estate essentials and current market. Before I start, I thought I would share a little bit about myself. For those whom I haven't had a pleasure to meet yet, I completed my master's in commerce from Pune University. Then in 2012, got my real estate bachelor's in education license, and I have been teaching ever since. When we bought a house here, I felt there are many small things that we as buyers and sellers don't know. It is completely different from what we see in India, and I wanted to be there to help and guide others along the way. I was always interested in real estate, and that is how I got hooked. And as they say, teachers make great real estate agents. I was so excited to get into real estate, and when I was looking for a place to join, I realized that Bear and Warner was the right choice for me. Therefore, let me tell you a little bit about Bear and Warner. It is 165 years old company built on the family values and the culture of doing the right thing. It is evident by 8 consecutive years of winning the top workplace in Chicago. It is the oldest primarily owned brokerage in the country and the largest, most successful independent brokerage in Chicagoland area and ranked number 12 nationally. Baron Warner's history is part of Chicago's history. Over those 165 years, they have been through a lot. The Civil War, Chicago fire, 1918 flu pandemic, the Depression, and so many other things. And now, this COVID-19. So when people come to know that I'm a real estate agent, the first question that they always ask me is, how's the market? How's the market? You know, that's a question that's on everyone's mind. And it changes weekly and even day by day. As you can imagine, there are lots of news, stories, and opinions out there about the real estate market. But what I am finding is that some of my buyers and sellers have put their moving plans on hold. Temporarily though, because they feel uncertain, they are not sure how the market is going to be and whether it is the right time for them. And it is totally understandable. Then there are those that look at this crazy situation and in spite of it have said, this doesn't change my plan to move. Or they must move. Maybe they need a bigger house because they are expecting, or they are moving away for a job. Some even look at it as an opportunity with lower rates, less competition, so they get a better price and they decide they are going forward anyway. There isn't a right or a wrong answer. Whatever the decision, it just needs to be the right decision for their family. And either way, I'm here to help. The second thing that people feel right now is, when is this economy going to fully recover? What is going to happen after we get out of the stay at home order, or when we start moving outside? Do we really know? No, we don't. But everyone worries about what this means to the housing market and economy. And some may compare it to 2008, but we see that the factors at play are not the same. If you are on my Facebook page, you must have read the articles I post. If not, then please go to my Realtor Facebook page and like it so you can get all the updated news and market stats. So you would realize that what was happening in 2008 was very different than what is happening right now. During that time, people bought houses for crazy rates. For example, if a house was selling for 5 lakh, the realtor would think, oh, let me just put 530 and see what would happen. And then too, he would get multiple offers on the house. And this is what the way the prices were crazily going up. The lenders did not check if the person was if the person really had the money to pay off the loans, and they just gave away loans to whoever came. And that's why it went so high and crashed during that time. But it is very different now. It is not the same. So let's go and see how the economy is doing right now. So if you see here, we have the sellers traffic and we have the buyers traffic for the month of Feb and March. The light gray is weak, the gray is weak, the light blue is stable, and the dark blue is strong. So as you see here, we have a historically low inventory, and because of that supply and demand, buyers are still out there and there are not many sellers. April numbers are not out yet, so the current numbers are of March. If you look at Illinois here, it started strong in Feb, and then it went on to stable in the buyer's traffic. But for the sellers, it was stable, but it has gone to a weak position. So this would just mean that the sellers have decided not to put up their houses on market right now, wait and see what happens. And the buyers have also put some of their plans on hold and have decided, let's see what happens. And then we go ahead and then we decide what we want to do. If we want to buy or we want to just still wait. So the impact of COVID-19 to real estate showings in the whole of North America. If you see this, we started with a very strong first quarter, and the showings has been rising throughout till we got the order to stay at home, and then there was a complete down plunge where the whole market just stopped, and there were no showings for some time, or there were very limited showings. And then now you see that the market has again slowly started rising back. This is due to all the innovative ideas that people have come out with for the showings. So here we see that we are going towards, we are increasing, we are going and we are having more showings in the whole of North America. Let's take a look at the Chicagoland market. So the graph out here, the green one shows the 2019 market. That was 2019 closed listings, and the blue represents 2020 current market. Keeping in mind that the average closing time for a house is 45 days, we see that here we saw a good start. Here also we have continuously been having closings. And now we see that the market is a little down out here in the first week of May, from May 4th to May 11th. So what does this mean? This was 45 days out here. That was a time when the COVID situation came and the governor gave his executive order of staying at home. And because of that, the closings have gone down because there were not much showings during that time. But if you see, though we had to stay at home, there have been continuously closings going on because we found a way to do everything virtual. As realtors are essential services in Illinois, we have been continuously working. So the first quarter for the contracts was strong. Out here, we see that we were at stay-at-home order. The buyers and the sellers decided that they wanted to take a break, or they just want to wait and see what is happening with the market. And this is where over here where you see that everything has been level. The contracts were at a particular level and they were not going down or not coming up. And now as we go further into April and May, we see that again the contracts have started increasing. So market is again coming back to normalize in spite of everything that's been happening. The new listings have started coming into the market again. So people have thought that they wanted to hold on, and this graph shows that the new listings were really good in the first quarter. Then they weren't much as compared to 2019, and they are coming back again. So now they are starting to trend back up. So buyers have been at home for 5 to 6 weeks now, and they are getting back out there. There could be some life events, there could be interest, there could be some necessities due to which the buyers are out. But the market is changing rapidly, and just as quickly as it plummeted down here, we are again beginning to see a turnaround here in May. Okay, and as the sellers are again coming out into the market, so they may have had their listings on temporary hold for some time, but now they are also coming out and they are putting an active status for that. So this is the MLS. In the MLS, we have numbers of different status that a property can be. When the property comes on the market, it is called an active status. There are other statuses such as contingent when a property goes under contract, and there are statuses called temporary. Temporary is when an active property decides it doesn't want any showings. It's therefore not taking any showings. We are seeing here is all of the active properties are tugging along fine till we get the last week in March, where the governor announced the executive order. And we went from 2,500 temp to 5,000, almost doubling it. What's happening here is the sellers are getting spooked. They didn't know what all this meant and did not want people coming into their houses. This grows for a couple of weeks. This grows for a couple of weeks out here until we go into the middle of April. Those in temp start to decline again, and more people start putting their houses back on the market. Once they had better understanding of what's happening. There are almost 11,000 houses between the PLN and the temp combined. So if you want to sell your house, now would be the right time, because if you wait for too long, there would be so many houses, then there would be a lot of competition too. The open houses. Here you get of what's happening with the open houses. When the pandemic hit, public open houses where you visited in person were no longer allowed. During that time, you see that this leveling off. Then what happened is progressive real estate brokers such as Baron Warner quickly pivoted and started embracing and leveraging virtual technologies. Therefore, you are starting to see an increase in open houses that are offered in virtual means. Even though the buyers aren't going to open houses, the open houses are happening online. Whereas the real estate industry was 5 years out in doing this, we have leaped ahead by 5 years embracing this technology to serve our clients. What you are seeing here is the last week of May 4th to May 11th. This spike is more than it has been in the last couple of weeks. And that is an example as Baron Warner, the first brokerage worldwide to have an open house fest. And in Chicago, this past weekend, There were